Hi, and welcome to InFocus. This is Jabbar Al Ubaidi. In this episode of InFocus, I have Professor B.K. Ravi. He is the chairperson of the Department of Communication at the Bangalore University. Also, he was the former registrar of the university. Professor Ravi, thank you for joining InFocus and, and,
Thank you
and
so much.
welcome to today's show. I just would like first to have an opportunity to actually talk or ask about the well-being of the country, India, and its great people in terms of coping with COVID-19.
So, Namaste, sir. Greeting from Bangalore University. Thank you very much, Professor, for this opportunity and for inviting me. As all of you know, India is a very vast country, and in the past 1 year, I think India, we have suffered a lot because of this COVID-19. Is not only in terms of situation of so far as health is concerned, the economy, the social relations, and quite a even quite a lot of industries. We have suffered a lot. Indian media industry also has suffered quite a lot the last 1 year. And as majority of us are aware about the Indian situation, every time we have quite a lot of social gatherings. In 365 days in different parts of the country, we have quite a lot of social gatherings. It can be a fair, it can be a festival, it can be a conference, it can be meetings, and quite a lot of things. But the last 1 year, we are struck with quite a lot of activities, and luckily, from past several months, I think we are coming back to normal. But unfortunately, from the past 2 weeks, again, we are facing quite a lot of anguish and fear so far as the second wave of COVID-19 is concerned, because some of the South Indian states are getting quite a lot of patients in the past 2-3 weeks. But fortunately, it's under control, and the vaccination process has begun. And it is depending upon the age factor. 60 plus, I think the campaign to complete the vaccination has almost, it's in progress. And now the government has taken a decision to vaccinate almost all citizens because of our huge population. Because it will take some more time, but still we are fighting COVID-19 even today, because though the casualties are less when compared to other parts of the world. In some of the South Indian states, it has started, but in our state, in the state of Karnataka, where I belong to the South Indian part of India, I think it is under control, and we hope that this, because of once the vaccination process is complete, we are hoping that we should eradicate this COVID-19, Professor. This is the health status of this country, and still all our activities, I think some of the time our people also, they forget the dangers of this COVID-19 and they indulge in social gathering, because at every point of time, it's not like other country. If you have a marriage, there will be a crowd of around 2 or 3 thousand, and whenever I think last week also, when both of us discussed, we had a very big festival. We visit our temples, and at every point of time, gathering is the part of our life, because we think that it's an occasion to, though we live in the same city, though we live in our same state, most of the time we don't meet at all. So at least in the social gatherings, which will be very colorful, we have quite a lot of cultural activities, your food habits, and in Indian situation is we have quite a lot of taste in our life at every season. Season wise, we celebrate the festivals. So last 1 year, I think still it is not come back to normalcy. It's improving, Professor, but health condition is under control in India, and there is no problem.
That's very beautiful to hear. Thank you for sharing that. I and wish everybody good health, and hopefully the vaccine will be distributed
Yeah,
equally, because
thank you.
it's a vast country, and I know you cover it very well. Now, so speaking of gathering and also socially and educationally. So how about the teaching situations? When did you start to actually? Are you still online completely or partially online, or how? Could you talk about the teaching situation in your university, please?
So after February 2020, when we started getting some of these cases, the first case was reported in our neighbors state, that's Kerala. So it was a total lockdown up to September 2020. We had the lockdown, but every day, all of us, we continuously, because we were never, though we had a good facility and we never used to have this online classes. I think only very rare, it was a very rarity, and we never had continuous online. But after March 2020, compulsorily, we shifted all our classes to online, and every day since morning, we used to sit before the computer, and we used to have classes, and it went on up to September 2020. Up to September 2020, we did everything, and even the classes were successful. And the advantage with in fact, we learned quite a lot of advantages so far as the online is concerned. But unfortunately, we couldn't cater to the needs of 10% of the population, because even in a state-owned university like ours, we have what's called the concept of social justice, and you can't equalize all our students, because there are quite a lot of students who come from the urban area, people come from rural area. You have the linguistic barrier, you have the economic barrier, and most of the people who were widespread within the state, some of them had connectivity issues, some of them had problems with the mobile. Some people never had this Android mobile, and they couldn't get the connections. And there were instances where students used to struggle to go to the hilltops, and somehow they used to listen to the lecture. But successfully, we conducted online, and gradually the situation improved. In a country like India, the online system, we ourselves couldn't believe. So we have really improved, and even we learned quite a lot of advantages of these online, because when I was teaching political communication, we always used to have a PPT and sharing of video here and there. But this time, it was very easy for us to link to the speeches of all the leaders, veterans, global leaders, interviews of these senior politicians. So apart from reach, I think online classes were successful, and gradually we reopened our universities, and it was only for the post graduation. We never reopened our undergraduate and other colleges and schools. It took quite a lot of time, with great care, with great precautions, because our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he took extra steps to see to it all students were tested before they enter the campus, and there's an excellent sanitization part. The government, state government administration, we took extra care, and we never wanted to take any chance. And gradually, after September, but 1 or 2 months, even students and parents were also scared. Students were never very happy to enter the campus, and gradually it improved. And our government insisted that there should be no compulsion on the part of the university administration to force the students to come to the class. It was very liberal. The government policy was very liberal, and they wanted a COVID negative certificate, and we wanted the acceptance by the parents, and all precautions were taken, and gradually students started entering the campus, and very late, only in January 2021, we opened the hostels. Up to then, we didn't open even the hostels because we were scared. So gradually it has improved, and we even successfully conducted the exams also. And now it is continuing. But now the difference is we also have online classes, we also have offline classes, and we also have all recorded video to be dispatched to the students. And we are depending on both the mode, because some students far away states may not be in a position to enter our state, because there are a lot of restrictions, transport restrictions also in different parts of the country. So we make it sure that we conduct the online exam. Our internal tests were conducted online. YOC was conducted online. So PH.D, our research component, Viva in interviews and YOC examinations were conducted online. And it is, we face quite a lot of problems even getting the experts, Professor, because without an expert, we are not actually in our education system. We invite experts from different parts of the country to adjudicate a PhD thesis, and you need a public Viva OC where the candidate has to defend his research findings. So successfully we are doing it, and now it is 50-50. Both online and offline has also started.
Congratulations, that's really good. So now tell me, you are the chair of the Department of Communication, and,
Yes.
and you were the registrars, for a few years. Well, what's the difference between the kind of responsibilities that you carried on these two important jobs?
I was the registrar of Bangalore University for 3 years and 4 months. But I am very lucky because I was the alumni of this department. I was the alumni of this university. I studied in this department. I have a degree from this department, and I had the opportunity of teaching in this department. I have conducted a lot of research projects also. The difference between an administrator and an academician is totally different, because as you know, Bangalore University is one of the largest universities in Asia, with more than 3 lakh student population, with around 700 affiliated colleges. Because in Indian situation, universities, we have the concept of affiliating institutions. And I was the last registrar of the integrated Bangalore University. And later on, after 2018, this university, the very large university in Asia, we had quite a lot of administrative problems. We have problems with the examination system. So our government of Karnataka took a decision to trifurcate this university, and now we have divided this university into 3 parts, and I belong to the main university. The difference between an administrator as a registrar of Bangalore University is you have quite a lot of challenges to face. As an academician, we will be confined to classroom teaching, we'll be confined to research, we'll be confined organizing different academic activities, we'll be training our students, we'll be publishing, and we will be visiting different universities. But as an administrator, because next to the vice chancellor will be the registrar, and registrar will be the administrative head of the university. At every point of time, managing a university with such a huge student strength, and such a, because we almost have around 80 postgraduate departments in the campus. We have almost all the facilities. We have medical facilities. We have activities with the physical education department. We are very strong in performing arts, and our science departments are very strong. We have got a lot of laboratories, and around we have around 10,000 student population staying in the campus in the different hostels. Managing the hostels itself is very tough. We have more than 25 hostels in the campus, run by the state government, run by the university. So it is not that easy to manage, but the registrar will be responsible for quite a lot of things. In our situation, for everything, the registrar will be answerable, and he may be asked to interact with the government at every point of time. You may have to report to the government, the parents, the students, the teaching fraternity, and non-teaching staff, the media, elected representatives. So it was a challenge as an academician, being an administrator. So it will definitely affect the academic part, because administration itself will eat out my time. But still, I used to go early in the morning. I used to take the class, because I was also the chairman of the department. The university kept me in charge, the chairman of the department. So I used to go to the class, because I never wanted my students to suffer. I managed, and somehow I managed a very, it was a Herculean task, being a registrar of Bangalore University. I think I have learned quite a lot of lessons also, Professor.
So let me take this opportunity and ask you about the nature of the educational system in India. Are students in university, are they paying fees, or is it free, and how it works, like briefly?
Sir, ours is a state-owned university. See, in Indian system, we also, it's a recent development. Maybe after 96, in 1996, we also started having what is called the concept of private universities, the concept of autonomous colleges, and earlier it was only the government-owned universities used to function. But now we have the three births of these education institutions. Ours is a state government owned university. We have universities owned by the central government. It's government of India also. Both the central government and the state government universities we have. And we have quite a lot of private universities, very renowned private universities also we have. But the state owned universities, we cater to the needs of the deprived. We cater to the needs of all sections of students from different sections of the society, and we give education in the subsidized rates. So they students pay the fees, but it's not that expensive. It's subsidized. The government takes care of granting postgraduate degrees or doctoral degrees to the students. They're very meager subsidized rates. But in the private universities, it is a bit costly, because they are not subsidized, and they have to manage on their own financial things. And in Indian situation, government-owned universities, we have very talented students, extraordinary students, but we also have quite a lot of competition. Entering a government university is also very difficult, because we conduct, in some of the courses, we conduct entrance exams, and the seats will be allotted based on the merit. And we have an excellent reservation policy, which will definitely cater to the needs of 10% of the population. That's how we do in India.
Yes. Okay. Do you have international students, and how welcome are the universities in India, and particularly your university, for international students?
Yeah, we
And
have a very
scholars, I would
huge,
say, and scholars.
and scholars, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a very big contingent of international students, international research scholars, because most of the countries, they prefer our university, because our some of our science faculties are very strong. And Bangalore University is such a renowned university, where we have a center in the Department of Physics. Department of Physics, Bangalore University is more than century old, and we have our ISRO, who is a specialized, globally renowned institution in space technology. We have a regional center to study on Chandrayaan. I think Indian government, we are very proud that our scientists have a very important project, landing on moon, and one of the centers is granted to Department of Physics, Bangalore University, and majority of our international scholars, they want to come and study our science faculty, social sciences, humanities. We are very strong in these areas, and there are quite a lot of research scholars. There are quite a lot of postgraduate students, and very big, huge contingent of undergraduate students also in our university. And we welcome students from different parts of the globe to come here and to be comfortably to stay in our campus, and we encourage them. Here and there we may have some linguistic issues, but we take care. We conduct extra activities to train them. And Indian Council of Cultural Relations, they are encouraging us. There are quite a lot of proposals from different parts of the globe, and we have also signed a memorandum of understanding with quite a lot of universities throughout the globe. And I'm very happy to say that Bangalore University has signed a memorandum of understanding with Bridgewater State University. Luckily, in January 2020, professor delegation from BSO was in our campus. They visited our campus, and we have an MOU, and where we have a student exchange program, we have research scholars exchange program, and now we are also have the faculty exchange program. This is how the international scenario happens in our
Nice.
university.
Now, so since you're talking about these things, you have done a lot of activities last fall, 2020, and of course started also in spring 2021. And also, you are working with. You mentioned Bridgewater State University and University. There is a conference coming in April. Could you just highlight briefly some of these activities and why who are involved in these activities?
Sir, after I came back to the department full time in June 2020, we started quite a lot of activities virtually. And this online facility came as a boon for us, actually, because we had a great opportunity of interacting with quite a lot of scholars from different universities across the globe. And this is a really added advantage to us. And in India, we are celebrating the centenary of media education. Media education was launched in the year 1920, and in 2020, we are celebrating 100 years of media education in India. And unfortunately, because of COVID, we couldn't have quite a lot of activities. So we conducted quite a lot of global webinars where we had on the status of media industry, because we were very much worried about the status of Indian media industry. As all of us know, we dominate the global media. The entertainment industry of India was very strong. The last 1 year, I think it's suffered a lot, and we just wanted to listen to quite a lot of our researchers and academicians throughout the world about the future of Indian media industry. We organized a series of webinars where the first one was on the status of Indian media industry and the global media industry, where quite a lot of, and I also, we had the opportunity to listen to you also, Professor, in our international webinar. And we organized quite a number of online lectures regularly, and it was a very hectic event. And from the past 6, 7, 8 months, I think Department of Communication, Bangalore University, we had an international conference on media and gender. We celebrated the centenary of media education. We had quite a lot of our programs. We celebrated the press day. We celebrated our the regional Kannada press day on virtually, and we celebrated the national webinar, international webinar, and only recently our Indian the international webinar on media and gender was very successful. And apart from that, we organized a 3-day international webinar on science communication, because most of the time we forget the concept of science communication. How to propagate science through media. It was a very excellent webinar. 3 days we had experts We had reserved one day on space communication, how space related activities needs to be reported through media. And the most successful one was we had a session the whole day on health communication, where uh, all renowned doctors of this country, they participated in health communication, because how to translate health related messages regarding COVID-19, where we stand, what are the precautions that has to be taken, where we are ignoring. And it was a very successful and powerful sessions we had in October, where and more than 2,000 participants had registered for this conference. And I'm very happy that the next forthcoming conference, the international conference on international media in a digital age, navigating social responsibility, ethics, law, and content. And this is international conference online. We will be organizing it with Department of Communication Studies and Global Studies programs, Bridgewater State University, Department of Communication, Bangalore University, and International Journalists Coalition. So these are the three prominent institutions which have come together to organize this international conference on the media in a digital age, navigating social responsibility, ethics, law, and content. That will be on April 20th and 21st and 2021. And that will happen between 8 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, which will be around 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. We will have 2 days international conference, and the themes are also very interesting. We will have on the digital media and communication theories, practices, theories in practice, and the law and ethics. Law and ethics, since both the US and India, we are the largest democracy, and most of the time there are quite a lot of discussions on the ethical code of conduct and quite a lot of things of that kind. Law and ethics in 2021, and international digital media. And will be also having a panel discussion on media technology across cultures. Media technology, again, is a very important subject to be discussed. And we'll also have seeking change, more diverse and just media coverage. And fifth one will be futuristic thinking, media, and the world change. So we will have it on April 20th and 21st, where a lot of international researchers and academicians will be participating. And later on, we are also planning, along with the Bridgewater State University, if the presentations are really good, and if they are within the framework of our guidelines, we may bring out a publication. In the last, we're already ready with the two of our publications. Our earlier one on media education, and on gender and media, we are bringing out the publication. Maybe if time permits, we may have to release maybe during the inaugural session.
That would be fantastic. But also, actually, your last book is about modern media, election, and democracy in India. And are you planning of having a new addition to this book? This is a great book, and I hope our audience will take advantage, and especially those who are interested in media. So congratulations on this book too.
Thank you. Thanks. Sir, this is a very unusual book on political communication, because there are very few books on political communication. So scientifically, we had not analyzed some of these, some of the happenings which happened in the largest democracy in the world regarding the political communication. How a politician used to communicate the political messages to the people, because we got independence in the year 1947. So when media was at its infancy, and how they used to do then. And I think I have analyzed almost all the political campaigns that have happened up to 2018 elections. And our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi was one of the very effective communicators who used social media for his communication campaign. So we have analyzed almost all the happenings, and have also analyzed what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru did, what Lal Bahadur Shastri did, and what Indira Gandhi did, and how media reacted to it, and what were the different slogans, how they were covered, and how they used to reach the people. Because the Indian media was not that vast, because taking a political decision was not that easy for a voter. So the voting behavior, and I have analyzed all those things, and
Very nice.
thinking to, I'm
Uh,
thinking to still stuffing that, and maybe the coming 2022 I may be out with one more edition, Professor.
that's great. Now, tell me about media coverage to the United States, especially with a new administration, because you have we have Biden's administration that started in January 20th this year, 2021. So, how would the media coverage when it comes to this issue from your part of the world?
From the beginning, because after the disintegration of USSR, I think United States of America, before we had some policy issues, as all of us know. We have very good relations with United States of America, and we have a very big contingent of Indians living in United States. So this new administration, I think after the new administration, Indian media is very positive because of various developments that has happened, and we are very happy that even some of our Indian-born politicians are also in the government, and in Indian media and Indian people, we are very happy with the new administration, the policies, the flexibilities. But for some time, I think in the beginning we had some issues so far as the visa and other things. After this new administration, I think Indian intellectuals, the media, and a common man in India, we have a very good opinion about United States of America, and we have very good relations, and we respect the United States of America because there is one of the largest democracy, and how democratic feelings, democratic thoughts. Here and there were some criticism in the middle, as all of us know, during the presidential elections. But overall, we have a very positive picture about the new administration because we have very good relations with the citizens of United States of America, and we respect that country. And most of the time, whenever we are in US, we also feel Indian, and a lot of friends from United States, they also visited this country, and we have very good relationship, and we have very good opinion. And still, I think the cooperations between these academic institutions and at different levels will definitely improve. We are hoping that by God's grace, because we believe in God, we worship God, and we are of the opinion that if COVID-19 disappears and if the normalcy is back, I think we will be too happy to come to United States of America, and we'll be too happy to have all our academicians, researchers from different parts of United States of America. So overall, we have a very positive picture, and we welcome some of the decisions of the government of United States of America, and we have very good relations with the United States because they're very flexible, very cooperative, they encourage, and they help us also in most of the cases.
Well, with that, thank you so much, Professor B.K. Ravi, for this very informative and very interesting talks. And I hope we'll connect again soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Again, all the best from our side as Indians. We wish you all the best. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Ravi, and thank you for watching
Thank you.
InFocus. This is Jabbar Al-Ubaidi.